Title: The Boy Who Sat on the Last Bench. In a crowded classroom of a government school, there was a boy named Hamza who always sat on the last bench. Not because he wanted to, but because that's where everyone expected him to be. He wasn't the loudest student. He wasn't the class topper. And he definitely wasn't the teacher's favorite. Most students thought the last bench was for those who didn't care. But Hamza cared, deeply. He just struggled to show it. At home, things were not easy. His father worked long hours as a laborer, and his mother managed the house with limited money. There was no private tuition, no expensive guides, no fancy stationery. Just one old school bag and a dream that felt too big for his small world. Every day, Hamza listened carefully in class. He wrote down every word the teacher said. But when it came to speaking, fear stopped him. What if he gave the wrong answer? What if others laughed? And sometimes they did. One afternoon, the math teacher returned the test papers. Hamza had failed. Giggles spread across the classroom. Last bench for a reason, someone whispered. That day hurt more than the red marks on his paper. He went home quietly and sat outside under the dim streetlight. Instead of crying, he opened his notebook. For the first time, he admitted something to himself. I am not weak. I am just not prepared enough. The next day, he approached his teacher after class. Sir, I want to improve. Can you help me? The teacher looked surprised but nodded. From that day on, Hamza stayed back after school for extra guidance. He practiced daily. He asked questions, even when his voice trembled. Progress was slow. Very slow. Some tests improved by just a few marks. But those few marks meant everything. They were proof that effort worked. Months later, the final exams arrived. The classroom was silent as results were announced. When the teacher reached Hamza's name, he paused. First position in mathematics. Hamza. The same classroom that once laughed fell silent. Hamza walked to the front, not proudly, not arrogantly, but confidently. For the first time, he didn't feel like the last bench to find him. Years later, Hamza became a respected engineer. When he visited his old school as a guest speaker, he looked at the students sitting at the back and smiled. I used to sit there, he said. The last bench is not a weakness. It's just a place. Your effort decides your future. Final message. It doesn't matter where you sit in the classroom. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is the decision to stand up, try again, and refuse to let others decide your limits. Because sometimes, the boy on the last bench is just preparing for the front row of life.